My first day in class, I looked at a person and I fell in love. And what happened next literally changed my life. This is my story of understanding David Hawkins letting go. I don't know if you guys believe in love at first sight, but I fell for this beautiful person in with like my first glimpse of her. The next 6 months I spent talking to her. I was 86 back then, 86 kilos, and I lost a lot of weight because I wasn't eating lunch, you see. I used to spend all my lunch hours talking to her rather than actually going to lunch and eating. And one day, what happens with me is when I fall in love with someone, my mind cannot stop thinking. It does not stop. It always thinks, if I only said this, or if I only said that, then maybe she would like me. And back then, I don't know whether you guys can see it on camera or not. I actually have a lot of acne and I have a lot of scars because of it. And even my hair, I don't have that much hair. In camera, it looks okay, but in real life, you can see my scalp. And all this gave me a lot of insecurities, and I was not confident with myself. Of course, my face was filled with acne, but I really liked her, and I couldn't stop thinking about her. So, this is one day before my exam. I tried studying for the exam, but I couldn't. So, me and my friend are walking 4 a.m. in the morning, and I tell my friend, I'm gonna ask her out. The next day, I ask her out, and she rejected. That was expected. However, that still hurt a lot, and I was almost in shock. I was in canteen and I'm asking my best friend. It's not my best friend. I was asking a friend. He's this really good looking, handsome, like Chad, buff guy. And I asked him, hey, why do you think she rejected me? And he took his phone, took a picture of me, and he showed it to me like this and asked, you tell me, why would the prettiest girl in class go out with someone like this? That really broke me. And that filled my body with anxiety. There is one stage where you have anxious thoughts, the second stage where you have anxious feelings, and the third stage is when that feelings manifest into sensations and you physically feel unwell. Years passed by, and that was literally my beginning of trying to understand how do I deal with complex emotions by myself, because I'm from India, and in India, unless you're like really crazy, you don't go to a therapist. I'm asking myself, how can I deal with this by myself? And I read hundreds of books. However, I came across David Hawkins' book in 2000, recently, 2020. And I understood it because, again, I fell for someone, almost love at first sight, obsessively thinking. And this time, this person, man, every time I spoke to her, it was like I was buying anxiety. I was filled with unwell emotion because I used to feel so inferior. But I really, really liked her. And she used to like hurt me in like very subtle ways. And I just couldn't take it. And 2021, Valentine's Day, she texts me and she says, hey, Prem, ask me out. Ask me out, Prem, ask me out. And I said, okay, I will. Of course, what? Like, I'm gonna ask her, will she accept me? I'm gonna ask her out. I ask her out and she says, Happy Valentine. That it gave me so much anxiety. I don't know about you guys, but I stopped functioning. I just, I could barely cook and eat for myself. I stopped functioning. Then that month end February, I said, yo, let's just cut all the contacts. I don't think it's healthy for me. And I cut my contact. However, I think the person who suffered most from that is me. Because in the next couple of months, not only was I moving to Canada, but I was also just living, just surviving. That's where I think I really understood David Hawkins' method, letting go. And the entire book method sums down to like one page or even like a one paragraph where they say feel the emotion. However, when you're having such intense anxiety, you you just cannot feel the emotion. Right? It's very hard to become aware because it hurts so much. And even becoming aware of that feels like torture, feels like you're in like a torture prison. However, there was one video I watched by David Hawkins that literally changed my life. Not even one video, there was one sentence he said in that book that unlocked what letting go actually meant. This is what he said. He said, anytime you're suffering and you haven't let go, anytime you're holding on to suffering, you're getting a juice from it. You're getting this payoff. Oftentimes, what happens, we get attached to a potential reality, a potentiality, or that's what David Hawkins calls it, a potentiality, a potential reality, and you get juice from it. For example, the reason I was suffering in this entire process because I was really attached to this potential reality, which was that, oh, you know what? I could still keep talking to her. She's going to like me. I'm not going to feel anxious anymore. I'm going to feel bliss. That was the potential reality I was really attached to. And I'm getting this payoff, you see. I'm getting this juice. I'm getting this like this hedonistic pleasure. Hedonistic, which is like selfish, a very selfish pleasure I'm getting from being attached to this potential reality. And I had to ask myself, Prem, is this attachment to this potential reality? I could actually see it in my direct experience that I was attached to this potential reality and I was getting this pleasure from it. Does this really serve me? Well, if you're suffering like me for a couple of months, it didn't. And like when my soul accepted that this doesn't serve me, boom, it dropped. This is my story of understanding the depths and glimpse of letting go. And this is just one story that happened to me. There are a lot of stories that snowballed into this one insight. However, here I'm going to give you the step by step method that I used to let go even today. Right now, you are suffering. Something is causing you anxiety. That's an amazing, amazing experience, trust me. Suffering is bliss. We are going to use the suffering to get rid of it. And it's a beautiful process. There is grace in suffering. And if you're suffering right now, watching this video, consider yourself lucky. Because what you're going to hear next is the step by step way to actually let go. The reason I suffered the most is I did not have very good emotional vocabulary. What that means is I was almost like a caveman. I'm a very logical guy. So if I get any sensation, I'm like, happy, I'm sad. That's it. That's the only thing I'm really aware of. You need more than that. So right now, you not only label that, okay, this is an unpleasant sensation, but also what are you feeling exactly? Are you feeling hurt? Are you feeling distressed? Are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling vengeful? Are you feeling resentful? There's a huge list that is available. I'm going to put the links in the description. A huge emotions list. So step number one, have very good emotional vocabulary. And if you're suffering, tune into the suffering and just go through that list and like tasting wine. This has notes of vengefulness, a little bit of hurt. Ah, also, I feel angry. Like wine tasting, you need to become like a suffering connoisseur, and it's a super fun process. Trust me. The moment you even label it, that itself will start letting go. But we're not going to stop there. We want to eliminate this. So here's what to do next. Once you like label the emotion, let's say you're feeling hurt with a hints of anger and discomfort, to be a little bit fancy, aged like fine wine. Uh, you tune into your body, feel the emotion, locate it. Where is it right now? Do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel it in your stomach? Do you feel it above your solar plexus? Do you feel it in your shoulders? Become aware of that. The next step you do is once you notice, okay, I feel it in my chest, stomach, choose the place that has the highest intensity. let's say you're feeling a lot in your chest. Start focusing on that. The next thing what you do is focus on the highest intensity of the suffering. So let's say you're feeling this discomfort, sensation in your chest. Notice the highest intensity. For me, you know how the rib cage kind of like cuts like this, like the V shape. I feel it right around here. That is my highest intensity. The eye of the storm. Notice it. Notice that highest intensity point. Observe. What kind of sensation is it? Is it a pulsating sensation? Is it a radiating sensation? Does it like move like this? Or does it like, is it like a wave? It kind of like flows like this. Notice it. Once you start noticing that, allow that sensation to blossom like a flower. And your job right now is to notice. That's it. Now you might tell Prem, how could just noticing something help me? When you notice something, automatically there's a part of you that is not suffering. You cannot be suffering and also notice the suffering. Let's say you're in a fish. Let's say you're a fish in a fish bowl. The fish cannot be conscious that, oh, there's water around me. But let's say the fish is suddenly seeing the fish bowl with the water in it. The fish is seeing it. Automatically, the fish is in a position that is not in the fish bowl. It has to be outside the fish bowl to actually notice. You follow? Or another analogy is, let's say you're in a forest. Looking around, you see trees, you see animals, you see these foxes running around. You're in a forest. But let's say you suddenly see the entire forest. You have to be in a hill or something. You need to be outside the forest to even see it. So the moment you notice you're suffering, you're automatically out of it. Automatically out of it. After this, after you have noticed the sensation, you need to identify what is a potential reality that you're attached to. Like in my case, I was really attached to trying to be with this one girl that who clearly didn't serve me. But I was clearly trying to be with this one girl. And I was really attached to that possibility. And I get pleasure from it. Once you notice that pleasure that you're getting, that hedonistic sense of juice, ask yourself this one question: how does this serve me? Now, don't try to like just say, oh, yeah, it doesn't serve me, doesn't serve me. No, no. Really sit and ask, how does this serve me? Because it does serve you in some way. It does. Or else you wouldn't be suffering. So you're holding on to it. So the real question is, how does it serve you? Sit with that question. And the moment you realize that this doesn't serve you, congrats, you have successfully let go. This is my story of letting go and my understanding of it. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, share. It's a new channel. I would like any comments. I read all the comments. So I would really appreciate if you hit the like button, subscribe. It really helps with the promotion of the video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know what kind of video you would like to see next.